So today we are going to solve the palindrome number question from Leetcode. Um, so let's read the problem statement first. Given an integer x, return true if x is a palindrome integer. An integer is palindrome when it reads the same backward as forward. So for example, 1 to 1 is a palindrome while 1 to 3 is not, right? So basically any number that we are given, if we reverse that number, then if it is equal to the original number, then it is a palindrome. So it's simple. So let's see some of the test cases that they have given here. A 1 to 1 is, yes, it's a palindrome, true. Minus 1 to 1 is not a palindrome. So basically when we reverse it, it's going to be 1 to 1 and negative. So the question is saying that, so basically from this example we can say that any negative integer is not a palindrome. So we can rule all the negative integers out. And another example is 10. So if we reverse it, it's going to be 0 and 1. So 1 is not equal to 10, so it is not a palindrome. So from this we can say that a negative number a negative number is not a palindrome, and all the non-negative integers, we just have to reverse that number, and then if it is equal to the original number, then it is a palindrome. So it's pretty simple. So first let's code that, let's rule out the negative integers. So if x is less than 0, we return false. No, it's not a palindrome. Now for the other, now here is the most important part of this question. We have to, the type of this the data type of the reverse integers that we're going to show. So basically let's we're going to use long int. It's the data type that's going to have that can store a larger number than the default int, and it is required because there is a chance of overflow here if we are reversing the integer. There is a chance for overflow, so to be safe we are going to use a bigger data type to store the integers. So let's store both the placeholder integer. We're going to store the x in this variable num. We're going to make another variable which is reverse. We're going to reverse the number x. So we're going to store in the variable reverse. So now uh, let's iterate through the digits, and then we're going to form the digit reverse. So how are we going to do that? So as we see, so let's see the problem 1 to 1. So it is uh, as we can see, it is 1 to 1. So if we do modular 10 operation, we're going to get 1 from here. So it is the last digit. So what we can do here, and then this one we are going to append to the reverse. This one we are going to append to reverse. Reverse is going to have this one. How are we going to do? We're going to do the previous whatever reverse was there, we're going to multiply by 10, and then we're going to add this. This is how we append to the this one. So previously reverse was 0. So by doing by into 10, it is going to be 0, and then we'll have 1. Reverse is 1. So we got the last digit from here, and now we're going to do the what we're going to do, we're going to divide by 10 to remove the last digit. So what we're going to have after this, so it's actually 1 to 1 by 10, which is going to give us only 1 2. Since in C++ there is not going to be any reminder, it's just integer by integer operation, so it's just going to give us 1 2. So basically 1 is deleted from here. So now num is 1 to 1. So now num is 1 2. So we again do operation, modular operation by 10, we get the digit 2. Now this digit we are going to again append it here by multiplying into 10 and then appending 2. So we are going to get 1 2. we have we have successfully appended here. So similarly we are going to do this till num becomes 0. We're going to do now. After again we divide 12 by 10, we're going to get just 1. Then we similarly go through until num becomes 0. So till num is greater than 0, we are going to iterate this process. So now let's write the code of the operation we have just described right now. So if num sorry uh, while num is greater than 0, we are going to extract the digit. So let's make the digit variable which is going to store the last digit from the num variable. So it's going to be a modular operation. Now we're going to append this digit to reverse. How are we going to do it? Now new reverse will be reverse times 10 plus digit. This is appending the digit in front of reverse reversed number. This is extracting the last digit from number original number. Now we have to update the num variable. This is like this. This is removing the last digit from the original. Let's not write it here original, just the number or the num variable. Like you know what I mean. It's the latest number. That's why we have stored it in a new variable x, so that later we can compare it to the original x variable. So now after this operation is done, the reverse is going to have the reversed variable. So if the number was 1 2 3, the rev will be, so if num was 1 2 3, num or x is 1 2 3, then rev is going to be 3 2 1. In that case it is not a palindrome. So what we want to do, just compare. If num is equal to rev, then return true, so it's a palindrome. Else return false. So yes, so I think our code is done. So let's try to run the code. So let's run the code for just for one example. It's giving us a wrong answer. Why is it giving us oh sorry, I have to compare the origin. That's why I said we had to that's why we use the new variable num here. We have to compare it with x, since num here, after this whole operation is done, now the value of num at this point will be 0. So that's why we have to compare it by x, which holds the original value. So let's try running the code again. Yeah, now it's coming true. Let's run all the examples. Yeah, this also accepted. Now let's submit it. So the moment of truth, yeah, success. So it has been submitted. So yeah, so the takeaway from this problem should be that the we have to use the long int. the the other part of the this is pretty simple. Still I have run through it just for convenience, but this is how we should this is the data type that we should, if we would have used just int, there might have been some overflow situations. So yeah, that's all. We could also have not used int over here, but just for safety, but it's a good practice to uh, to store, like if you're dealing with large numbers and large operations where there are chances of overflow, so use long integer data type. So thank you. uh, See you next time, and please like this video and please subscribe to the channel. Thank you. And also drop any comments if you have any questions, or if you like to discuss a better approach or a different approach. I'm open to it, and also like we can discuss. Thank you.